Welcome to my revision of my American history notes, where I'm looking over what I've already done, what I've already expressed, and I want to see about what I want to change or dig deeper into. So I'm continuing to talk about the build up to the revolution and what happened that led to the French and Indian War. One of the factors that led to the revolution. Now I want to point out here today, the one thing that bound all Englishmen was the belief in the rule of law. The phrase, the liberties of a freeborn Englishman, was very important to all. The American leadership was influenced by the writings of Algernon Sidney, Harrington, and Locke, who told every Englishman they should resist any effort by authority to take away any of the liberties that they had acquired throughout history. This liberty could be found in various acts of Parliament, or when that became too authoritarian, in the law of nature. George III, a German king of the Hanoverian line, began to attempt to solve all the vast administrative problems raised by the end of the Seven Years' War outside of existing English law. And this was the crux of the colonists' growing desire to rebel against his authority, not to revolt against the established order, but to maintain rights of self government they had grown to cherish. With the exception of blacks in America, British subjects in the colonies were the freest people in the world, even freer in their rights of association and freedom of thought and speech than we are today. They argued and fought not to obtain freedom they did not have, but to confirm freedom they already knew. The American colonies knew more about self government than even the citizens of the mother country. There was little pressure from ancient custom, little traces of feudalism. Land was owned outright, no tithes forcibly collected to support the established church by the mid 1700s. Maximum wages were not set as in Europe, so the free market was the dominant force, and common laborers were not exploited and victimized by magistrates as in England and Ireland. Americans were exempt from naval press gangs that roamed the English countryside, quote, drafting sailors by force. Some military training was required, but service was voluntary. After the Zenger libel case in New York in 1735, almost complete freedom of speech, press, and assembly was enjoyed. Trades and professions were open to the talented, and no guilds or corporations or exclusive professional associations ruled industry. Morrison says that the hand of government rested lightly on the Americans. For 3 years running, Connecticut levied no taxes except local ones for the improvement of roads and schools. Without established banks, merchants lent money privately, and the frontier was always a place where one could go to escape debt. Social classes existed, but to the British mind, a quote, a disgusting equality prevailed. The Indian, quote, menace, too, would have been non existent if the colonists had been content to live east of the Appalachian Mountains. The settled area of 1763, which today probably has over 150 million people, but had only 1.5 million then, with a third of them slaves. Most of the population was farmers, but English visitors regarded the entire area wilderness because it was 90% forested. Starting southward, West Florida, defined in 1763 as Old Spanish Florida, west of the Appalachians, along with that part of French Louisiana, including Mobile, Biloxi, and Natchez, was sparsely populated by people of European descent. Pensacola was still only a fort, and Mobile had 112 French people. East Florida had only St. Augustine and St. Mark to show for 2 centuries of Spanish occupation. No white man had yet penetrated the Everglades. The Seminole branch of the Great Creek Indian Nation was its main inhabitants. So I'm going to continue next talking about Georgia, North Carolina, a few things to build up here, getting to the revolution, the American Revolution. Thank you for watching. Feel free to make comments. If you want to correct something I said, just post your citation so I can learn from you.